Time for business, and Kojo Abuajiri-Afi, Emmanuel Abuajiri-Afi is here with the very latest from the business world. But we know some time ago the Minister for Trade and Industry, that's during the NDC era, sacked some people from engaging in retail marketing and all of that. We hear they're still flouting the law.
Yes, of course. Successive governments have failed woefully to get rid of foreigners on our local retail market, even though there are laws that check those things. The implementation has always been a problem. But the Minister for Business Development says there's a new strategy to help
deal with
check this time.
All right, let's hear you.
Thank you very much. And thank you very much for joining me on Business. Government is set to implement a new strategy that will make it difficult for foreigners to trade on the retail market. The country's investment laws currently bars foreigners from trading in these markets unless they have about $1 million and employ a significant number of Ghanaians. However, government over the years have struggled to implement these laws. But Minister for Business Development Ibrahim Awal said this new approach will make it difficult for foreign traders to operate in the country's retail markets.
Some areas in investment have been reserved for Ghanaians. We are going to ensure that the law is enforced. The law exists, it's enforcement. So there's a mechanism, government's working out a mechanism, there's a team put in place to make sure that the laws on retail trade for Ghanaians is strictly enforced. We'll do that very soon.
How soon are you going to continue to use the tax to go out there and enforce this, engage all the actors involved, or how is it going to be done? And some will say that when?
Very soon. Government, like I said, we have a mechanism to constantly improve the ease of doing business. So we're going to, the tax will be considered very soon, possibly before June. And then this committee will look at broader area, not just retail trade, constantly monitor the business environment to make sure that area that we need to improve to improve the ease of doing business is done. So it's going to be a cross-sectorial approach from several ministries and agencies that will ensure, the president wants to ensure that small businesses are supported to expand because they constitute 9% of this business and they are those who can employ people. We are a private sector-led economy. What the private sector must be encouraged to constantly improve upon the business climate and improve business. So we want to support the private sector to do that. It will be done so.
Civil society group Send Ghana is calling on government to explore internally generated funds to finance infrastructural investments in education and health sectors rather than relying on donor partners. According to the organization, budgetary allocations for capital expenditure in these sectors for the year 2017 are inadequate, with donor partners being major sources of funding for projects. This came to light at a post-budget analysis program held in Accra. There's more in this report.
According to Send Ghana, government in the 2017 budget failed to provide further clarity on internal funding to capital investment and infrastructure in health and education sectors. In an interview with Joy Business, Country Director for Send Ghana, George Osei Bimpe, noted the practice of relying on donor partners to fund infrastructure is worrying.
Cannot discount the support that donors are supposed to provide, but we are all in agreement that under the SDGs, the Sustainable Development Goals, the role of donor fund is going to be very minimal and at best at the technical level, providing technical support. So they are not actually going to be giving us resources to build schools, hospitals, and so on and so forth. That is the reality. That is what we have come to.
After all, they are not funding the entire project.
Yes, they are not funding the entire project. What we have noticed that in the past, releasing of their pledges have been problematic. They are not released sometimes at all. They are not released on times, or they give so much conditionalities and technicalities involved. Makes it simply difficult for the MDAs to assess it. So what we are saying is that the best way, given that we have assumed a lower middle income sector, the best way is to look at resources from within, and that is where it is problematic that for a critical sector as investment, capital investment, we should be relying on donor community to do that.
In a presentation on the budget statement, Osei Bimpe urges government to improve the allocation of research and learning materials for the education sector in order to realize the quality of education required.
Because of quality issues, do they have learning materials? Are there supervision going on? So if we say that we have paid for the free tuition or whatever, and we are not providing adequate learning and teaching materials, science research materials, then the issue of quality will be a problem. So in as much as it is good, you should also be looking at the quality side so that we pump in this money, but then we get the best of human resources that we require as a country. So government need to take a second look at that as well.
Send Ghana also concluded the budget statement lacked clarity on project timelines and implementation strategies on key programs and policies of government.
Now, transport fares should witness some review by the end of the month, I beg your pardon. That's according to Ghana Road Transport Union, GPRTU. Transport fares were expected to be reviewed by this week following threats by non-members to go ahead with their own reviews. GPRTU National Chairman Kwame Kuma tells Joy Business the union still needs more time to finalize discussions with government for a review by the end of the month.
Thursday, we met with a senior minister, a transport minister, finance minister, and was sitting about offering an increment of the distance. So we are now negotiating about the fares. And you know that the budget they regional, they deduct from taxes and the spare part system. So unless they finish the budget before this thing can come out. So I will plead with the drivers that everybody is patient for us to finish before the money will come, this thing will come out, the fare will come out. So I'll plead with the drivers, is patient.
He has also rubbished reports that some transport unions might break ranks and increase fares. Some transport operators earlier this week vowed to increase their fares from this week with or without the blessings of the GPRTU. And that's it for business. Many thanks for watching. My name is Emmanuel Abuaji Wiafe.